Hey, this is Alex with Actualized Life, and today I'm going to talk about what I learned from Wim Hof's mini class. So let's get started. So first off, this mini class is actually free and also relatively short. You could probably complete it within 30 to 45 minutes. I was able to do it in 45 minutes just because I wanted to go a little deeper, but it's available online and I'll be sure to link it below. Now, the entire premise of this mini class is kind of like a brief introduction into the Wim Hof method, which is all about mastering your mind and your body. And the way he does this is with 3 steps, including breathing, cold exposure in the form of cold showers, then commitment, which has to do with the power of the mind and intention. And the benefits to this method are numerous. It includes a long list, such as reducing anxiety and depression, curing diseases, curing asthma, curing multiple sclerosis, overcoming arthritis, really lessening and curing any dis-ease in the body. And on his site, there are actually plenty of testimonials that go within each one of those. So I thought that was pretty cool, right? You get to hear a short story from someone with one of those diseases or one of those issues and how it's helped them through Wim Hof's method. Now, what attracted me to this work and really my motivation for wanting to go through this and potentially even deeper into future courses with Wim Hof has to do with reducing anxiety, reducing negative thinking and how to handle it better, having more focus and alertness, especially throughout the morning and into the day, having more energy and vitality, getting better sleep, having more enhanced creativity when I'm doing my work. And ultimately, it's all about, for me, dealing with stress much better, right? Because life is always going to throw challenges and stress our way. It's part of life, right? It's how we grow. We can't escape it. We can't escape challenges and stress. So the better we are at learning how to cope with it, then the stronger we'll be, right? The stronger version of ourselves we will show up in the world. And to me, that's what life's all about. It's all about becoming our strongest version and ultimately fulfilling our potential in life. That's what we're all about here at Actualized Life. And before I get into it, I do want to share that I have been taking cold showers for probably a little over 45 days now. And it's definitely helped me. It's helped me get more clarity in the morning. I'm more alert. I feel better. I feel like I'm more resilient as a result. But I wanted to go deeper into this work, so let's get into it. All right, so the first pillar to the Wim Hof method is breathing. Now, the reason we experience more stress, it comes from our shallow breathing. And what we want to do is make the body more alkaline and less acidic. So by breathing deeply into our body, what that does is bring oxygen into our cells, which makes the body more alkaline. Now, our breathing is regulated by our autonomic nervous system, which is an unconscious process, right? Normally, we don't think about how we're breathing throughout the day. It just happens. And therefore, we don't really realize, at least I don't, how shallow our breathing really is throughout the day, which again, because we have low breathing, it leads to more stress, anxiety, negative thinking. So the more control we have over our breath, then the better we can cope with stress. So the main takeaway when it comes to breathing is that breathing is very powerful, and your experience with it can lead to breaking negative patterns that you've been having and more vitality throughout the day. Ultimately, the main benefit, in my opinion, is having more resilience and your ability to deal with stress and having more control over your thoughts, your mind, your body, really your life. So how does Wim Hof recommend that we breathe? It's really done, he recommends in the morning before we eat anything. And it involves breathing in deeply from our stomach, from our lower stomach into our chest and then into our brain. So, and then exhaling without any force. So again, what you want to do is about 30 reps of that breath. And at the end of your last breath, you're going to exhale. And then you're going to hold without breathing in for 60 to 90 seconds, or even longer if you can go longer. And then finally, when you feel the need to inhale again, then you want to hold that for about 15 seconds and then exhale. And that's one set. All right, so 30 breaths. You want to do 3 sets in the morning, which takes about 10 minutes. And Wim Hof also has a meditation on YouTube, which I found, which helps. He basically guides you through the process, so you don't have to think about, you don't have to count. So I recommend going through that as well. The second pillar to Wim Hof's method in this mini class is cold showers or cold exposure. It could be a cold bath. In this class, he talks about cold showers. And according to Wim Hof, a cold shower a day keeps the doctors away. After about 10 days of gradually getting into cold showers, you'll have more energy, vitality, and again, the body will be more alkaline, which is what our goal is. Now, what Wim Hof recommends to start taking cold showers as far as the how goes is to start with a warm shower, right? Take a regular shower, and then when you're done, turn it all the way cold. And what you want to do is gradually step into the process. So ideally, you want to be able to withstand that for 2 minutes. Once you get into the cold, you want to control your breathing. You want to be relaxed. This is really training for how to cope with stress, right? Because once you get into that cold water, you're going to be stressed. Your brain's going to be going crazy. It's not going to be comfortable. And the goal is to be comfortable being uncomfortable, right? But at the same time, force is not involved. So you don't have to do it for 2 minutes. You don't have to start the shower like I've actually done. I've just got in and eventually got myself to start with cold, and sometimes I've gotten sneezing and gotten a little sick. Nothing crazy, but you want to start this gradually. So start with 15 seconds for 1 week. He also has a 20-day challenge where you start with 15 seconds 1 week, 30, 45, a minute. Eventually you want to get to 2 minutes. So always start gradually. There is no force involved. And if you do exert force, if you just start taking cold showers by jumping in and doing it for 2 minutes, then you might damage your vascular system, and that's what's going to cause you to potentially get sick, sneezing, cold. You don't want to do that. So what you want to do is start warm, then go cold, and then optimize gradually. The third and final pillar to Wim Hof's method has to do with commitment, or the power of the mind and intention. It has to do with brain over body, making the body do what our mind tells it to do. In my opinion, this is what creates effortless action, right? It's when you're in total alignment with your mind and body. He does that a lot. And think about what procrastination is. Think about what negative thinking is, right? You might have goals for your business, for your health, your fitness, relationships, whatever it is. But if you can't get yourself to take proper action, right? You might know what to do, but still not be able to do it. That's procrastinating, basically. You're not in alignment. Right? So when you have the ability to set an intention and effortlessly just go after it, now you're in alignment and you have more control over your life. So Wim Hof looks at the cold as our teacher. The cold is going to test us whether we're really in connection and alignment. And again, what it teaches us is how to cope with stress. This could be emotional, physical, psychological, any type of stress there is. The cold is our teacher for dealing with stress. And the more you practice through cold therapy, then the better you are able to cope with stress simply through the power of your mind. And then you can get yourself to do what it is that you actually want to do. So really through the breathing and through the intention, then that's how Wim Hof is able to do extraordinary things like be in extreme temperature. I think he ran a half marathon in the snow, right? Through simply breathing before he did it and then setting the intention through his mind. He basically has total control over his mind, body, and withstand stress that normally, most people wouldn't be able to handle. So just to recap, guys, this mini class is free. It only takes about 30 minutes. I'll leave the link in the description. Definitely recommend you take it. The whole premise is about mastering your mind and your body, having complete alignment within both, and really becoming a better version of yourself, right? Becoming stronger. The 3 steps to do so are: number 1, breathing; number 2, cold exposure, can be in the form of cold showers; and then number 3, commitment, which is about the power of the mind and intention. And there are so many benefits to this, which I've shared in the beginning. For me, the main thing for me is dealing with stress. Life's gonna throw stress our way. The better we are at coping with it, the better life we'll live, the more we'll be able to fulfill our potential, which is what we're all about here at Self-Actualized Life. So what I recommend, guys, is for you to take the mini class yourself. Don't take anything I say verbatim, right? You want to do this yourself. You want to take the actions, reap the benefits yourself. Perhaps give yourself a 20-day challenge, and then when you're done, come back here and share any benefits that you might have received, and if it's helped you become a stronger, better version of yourself, which again is what we're all about here at Self-Actualized Life. Once again, my name's Alex, and if you've received any value in this video, be sure to hit that like button. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to look out for future videos by subscribing below.